Welcome again. So in this video, I'm going to tell you about the use of this group by clause with select command. Okay, so first of all, this group by clause is very important in SQL and it's quite a confusing topic also. Okay, so we will cover this topic in this video. Okay, so firstly, this group by clause is basically used to arrange identical data in groups. Okay, so what is mean by this identical data over here? The data that is same, okay, that relates to each other, the same data, it's used to arrange the same data in groups and then after perform operations on that group data. Okay, so the second thing that one must know about this group by clause over here, that it always works with this aggregate function. These are the five aggregate functions: sum, min, max, count and average. So in any of the query, if we're going to use this group by clause, one must use any at least one of this average aggregate function. Okay, so it's very important, group by clause always use with these aggregate functions. Okay, so before going to understand about the syntax of this group by clause, one must know about the working of this group by clause, that how and why do we use this group by clause. Okay, so let's take an example over here. So this is a professor table that we have. It consists of three columns over here. This is a professor detail that consists of professor name, and this is a department to which these professors belong, and this is a salary of each professor. Okay, so if in this kind of table we have been asked over here that find the total salary of each department. Okay, find the total salary of each department. So if we're going to do this question by our own without using computer, so how do we do? So the very first thing that we will do over here is what? We will find the total number of departments that reside in this table. Okay, so how many departments are there in this table? So how many departments are there? It's CSE, commerce and science. Okay, so there are three departments over here. So we will make three groups of each department over here. Okay, this is a group for CSE department, this is a group for science department, and this is a group for commerce department. Okay, after that, so we have been asked over here about the total salary of each department. Firstly, we have find out how many departments are there. There are three departments, and now we will find that, oh, we will write in each group about the salaries. Okay, so in this group we will write, in this CSC group we will write the salaries of those employees who belongs to the CSC department. Okay, so how many employees are there that belongs to the CSC? It's this to 20,000, that is Mira. Okay, after that it is 31,000, and this 41,000 Vijay and Bob, and it is 30,000. So these are the four employees that belong to this CSC department. Okay, so in this group we will write the salaries of these four employees. Okay, so I have written over here salaries of all the employees that belongs to these departments. Okay, there are four employees that belong to CSE, and the salaries of those four employees, and as it is the salaries of employees of science department, and the salaries of, sorry, professors of this commerce department. Okay, now after that, what will we do? We have to find the total salary, right? So what will we do? We will find the sum of these all salaries. Okay, so after finding the sum of these all salaries, we get the resultant over here is the total salary of the CSE department is this, total salary of the science department is 87,000, and total salary of this commerce department is this 39,020 rupees. So by this way we will find the total salaries of each department. Okay, so this is what the case, that is a method that we're going to use by this group by clause. Okay, so group by clause is basically used to perform this kind of functioning. Okay, so if we're going to so it firstly does, it divides the data into groups. Okay, on the basis of, if you're going to make groups on the basis of department, so it will make the groups on the basis of this department, that is CSC, science and commerce. After dividing the data into these groups, what it will do, it will perform the operation. If we want to find the total salary, so it will use this sum aggregate function. So with the help of this sum aggregate function, it will find the sum and display these all sums on the resultant screen. Okay, so this is what this is what the basic working of this group by clause, and this is why, that is why we use this group by clause. It's used to group the identical data. Okay, so in this, all the identical data is grouped into three forms: CSC, science and commerce. Okay, so this is what the syntax for our group by clause. Okay, this is select column name aggregate function and the column on which we want to perform this aggregate function. Okay, from table name, whatever the table name that we're going to use, where condition, it optional. If you want to add some where condition, we can add. And then finally it's grouped by column name, whatever the column that we want, on the basis of which we want to group the data. Now I have written over here a query, okay, and this is a query that I have written for finding the total salary of every department in the table, okay. And this query I have made on the professor table that we have discussed above, okay. So I've written over here select department and the sum of the salary from professor group by department, okay. So what will this query will do, it will first group by the table on the basis of this department. So it will group on the basis of department, so there will be three groups, okay. It's for CSE, commerce and science. Then after making the groups on the basis of department, what will it do, it will find the sum of the salaries of each department, okay. So after finding the sum of the salaries, what it will do, it will display all the sum of the salaries on the display screen. So it is what the use of this group by command, it's used to group by the data on the basis of some particular column, and then perform the aggregate function, okay, on that column, okay, on that group data. So this is what the syntax for this group by command. Now there is one thing that one must know about this group by command, there is not, okay. So that is each column which is not a part of the aggregate expression in the select list must be present in the group by clause. So what does it mean over here, it says that every so every see, it says that every column which is not a part of this aggregate expression, this is an aggregate expression, okay, this sum is an aggregate expression, and every column in this select list which is not a part of this aggregate function must be present in this group by command. In this we can see that there are two columns that have been used, and but this column, salary column, is a part of this aggregate function. So this is a column that is not a part of this aggregate function, so it is also present in this group by command. So this is mandatory for using this group by command, okay. All the columns that are not a part of this aggregate function must be present in group by clause also. For example, this is a query that we have written over here. We have written over here three columns, okay, but this column is a part of this aggregate function. So all the columns that are not a part of this aggregate function, like these two columns, must also be present in this group by clause. Otherwise this query will be wrong. Now this query consists of only one column, department, so it is wrong over here, okay. So this is the condition that must be true for every query that is using this group by clause, okay. So that all the columns except the column that is a part of this aggregate function must be present in group by clause, okay. So if we want to make this query true, we will also have to mention over here professor detail, okay. So this is the important note that one must know about this group by clause. So this is a group by clause. I hope so you get a clear idea about the use of this group by clause, okay. Thank you for watching the video, and yeah guys, if you like my videos and get a useful content from my video, then please subscribe to my videos, because I really need your subscriptions, and share my video to as many friends as you can.